All right. Coach Hall back on location at Everbank Stadium, where the Jaguars just knocked off Tennessee 20-13. Fans are awfully happy that they won the game, but while winning the game, they also lost positioning for the draft pick. Coming into the day, they were probably pick number 3, just behind Tennessee and the Giants, and they had already beaten Tennessee once before. So that left them with a position that they probably had to lose to Tennessee, and hopefully that the Giants will finish the season strong to put them in that number 1 spot. By defeating the Titans for the second time, now they are definitely going to draft no higher than number 3. And still, fans, they did not, they wanted to get the victory. And I think that's more important to the fans than what you could get in a possible draft choice, because people, they've drafted high here before and it hasn't always worked out. You got Trevor Lawrence last time because they wanted to shoot out with the Jets. They won the tiebreaker with the Jets to get the number 1 pick last time. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that number 3 pick. It looks like that's where they hit it. But the fans out here in Jacksonville, they cleared out pretty quick. Let me go ahead and see if I can get a little picture here. What you're seeing here pretty much that's left. Most of the fans talking about it's rainy and cold and everything else. And what you have left are the people signing out from working. Those are the people with the color shirts that you see inside the stadium. Add the little khaki pants with the white shirts. They get the shirts when they change. And that's pretty much what you're seeing here. So nothing exciting going on down here, but the Jacksonville Jaguars just wrapped up their final home game of the season. And they ended with a victory, and they go to 4-12 with a game next week on the road at the Colts. I would say that Jacksonville, I don't know what it is. I talked about it before earlier when the Colts came here. They kind of got the advantage on the Colts when they come here. I think the Colts are cursed. And a lot of fans feel the same way because the Irsay family dangled the possibility of moving the Colts here. They got all these people excited, and they were just using them. But what ended up happening was it got the interest of the NFL, and about 15 years later, the city was awarded with a franchise. So not all bad, but they just finished wrapping up a victory against Tennessee. Got interested in the end, but for the most part, I don't think Tennessee, they really wanted to win the game. And after talking to the fans coming out of the stadium, they're excited with the possibility of that number 2 pick. And they didn't really care. They just wanted to make sure their team played well and show some improvement, which they felt like they did. So no harm, no foul. 1 game left in the season for both teams, and that's going to be the end of it. But as you can see, kind of strange with these fans here in Jacksonville. When the game is midway through the 3rd quarter, a lot of them start leaving at halftime. Kind of reminds you of HBCU fans. They'll go to the game just to watch the band, and after the band performs, they'll clear out. Same kind of thing down here, except there's no band. And they claim that they want to beat the crowd, but as you can see, there's really not much of a crowd when you have 2, 3, and 12 teams playing, especially in weather like you have here today. So, but it's always something to do in this holiday season, and we hope Mr. Cutlip says hi, and David Serrano says hi. I'm glad you guys chiming in with me. Don't have much of a crowd to banter back and forth with, but hey, Happy New Year to you. Most of the crowd's already gone. Wasn't much of one to begin with, but it's always good to come down and hang out with the people and just to see what's going on and talk football with them. So now their attention turns to college football again. You got some bowl games occurring tomorrow, and then you have the college playoffs kicking back off on Tuesday. Very interesting matchup with Penn State and Boise State. Another cold weather game, should be. But Penn State, they can play in the cold. It gets just as cold in Pennsylvania as it does in Boise. And it's not going to affect Penn State that much. Should be a good football game. And then you got those three that's going to be taking place on New Year's Day. It's going to make for an exciting next couple of days. So football all the time, even though basketball, is going on, and we try to put all those games on Christmas Day, but nobody really cares about, in my opinion, what's going on with basketball. Ricky Rick says, "What's up, brother? How you doing, man? I thought you cut me loose." The Ravens, I don't know what they're going to do next week, but we're going to be waiting on you when it comes to playoff time, man. I'm down here hanging out with the Jaguars, and they just knocked off Tennessee, and that pretty much knocked them out of the race for the #1 draft choice. Tennessee fans, the ones I talked to, are actually pretty excited because they're still in the race to get that pick, because what's probably going to happen is the Giants, they're going to find a way to win a game, but they've been losing all year, and Tennessee just might end up with that top draft choice. Say win again. We talking about the Ravens? Man, look here, man. I affectionately call the Ravens the regular season Ravens. And I call them that because they do well in the regular season. But once the playoffs start, you're a completely different team, man. Now, right now you're sitting in the 3 spot. So you're probably going to end up with feel like Denver to me. Say no way the Giants win. Well, this is the NFL. It's not a whole lot of difference between the worst teams and the best teams. So it's quite possible that the Giants are going to win a game somewhere down the line, especially when you have teams who like to sit players. Now, Denver lost last night to the Bengals, but they got a gift of the schedule with the Chiefs being the #1 seed. They're not going to play anybody next week. So all the Broncos have to do is beat a depleted Kansas City team. If they don't do that, they don't deserve to go to the playoffs. So that's just the way it is. But yeah, I'm just wrapping up down here, man. Get ready to catch the bus to get on out of here. Had a good time down here with the Jaguar fans today. But if you guys want to see what the Jaguar fans have to say, go to Fango Media and look up the latest videos. And what we're going to end up happening is that the video that I shot today is going to be cut up, and by tomorrow it's going to be online. Tomorrow evening it should be up. So if you want to hear what the Jaguars fans have to say, but even if you don't want to hear the Jaguars, fans from all over the league, there's somebody like me in every city who comes down to these places and talks to the fans, and you get a pretty good idea about where the fans are coming from. Get across the street before I get run over here. As you can see, it's not much of a crowd. There's no traffic, and the game just ended. It ain't been 30 minutes. That's not usual occurrence when NFL games are around. Usually people hang around and tailgate after the game. But not here in Jacksonville. They start running out of the stadium just after halftime, and it don't make sense to me, but that's what they do. So that's why you don't have much of a crowd down here. And when you add the fact that you got 2 teams that didn't win anything, that's why you don't have much of a traffic jam down here. But in contrast to that, you come down here from Florida, Georgia, completely different. You can't hardly move down here, be so many people. And it's a great environment. And I'm waiting for that game to come back next year. They got the Gator Bowl game coming up on the 2nd, but that game, they don't draw much people with that. Ole Miss, they usually travel well, but I don't know how well Duke is going to travel. But there'll be a lot of Ole Miss people here, but there's no guarantee there's going to be a big crowd at all. Come down here last year when you had Kentucky played Clemson, and it was cold that day, and it wasn't a great crowd then, so you kind of expect the same thing that's going to take place when the Gator Bowl kicks off on Thursday. Ravens, you knocked me off on Christmas, but the Steelers, like I told you guys before, we're going to the Super Bowl. So, Mr. Ricks, you and all your Ravens fans, be aware, because when they count the most, you know in your heart that we're going to get by you, because we've always done it. We're going to continue to do it because the Steelers You don't even see Baltimore. I don't care what year it is. You go all the way back to the 70s when you played against the Colts. Pittsburgh owns Baltimore. I just got a news break. Look like Jimmy Carter, the former president, I believe he might have passed today. He was sitting on 100. I believe he made 100. So I have to say happy trails to President Carter if that's the case. I just got a message. Looks like that he's having some kind of complications or that is it. I don't know. I got to check on that. But sad news. But anyway, sad news for the Jaguars in the fact that they won't get that top draft choice, but they will end up picking in the top 4. So that's not a bad thing. And the Titans look like they're going to get that second pick at the worst. And I think that the Giants are probably going to find a way to win to give the Titans the best pick. And that's normally the way things work out. You got to play it all the way to the end. And the best teams, they go to sitting people. And it makes it very possible for a team like New York to win a game. But at the same time, the Broncos, they got a gift with Kansas City being the last team that they have to play because they're going to sit all their players and they're going to pretty much allow a free pass for the Broncos into the playoffs. And it doesn't really matter to Kansas City because they know they can beat Denver. So let them go to the playoffs and have their fun. That's just one other team that they know they can beat. So we'll see how that takes place. Anyway, not much going on down here. Big thing talked about earlier today when I came on was a big brawl between NC State and ECU. And that's not a good look for college football, but when you get two rivals like that, anything can happen. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to check on out of here. This has been Sports for Real. Check me out on Fango Media. By tomorrow, we'll have that latest video up with the Jaguar fans giving their thoughts about what they think the Jaguars should do moving forward. And have some more interesting commentary first thing in the morning. So until then, this has been Sports for Real. I'm about to catch the bus, get on up out of here, and we out.